I want them.
Hello, everybody. This is your man Jay Takashi, guys. It's me and Wally. And Wally, you don't have to come on camera if you don't want to, but guess what? We're here to give you guys our review, movie spoiler of Sonic 3, the movie, and directed by Jeff Fowler. And all I'm gonna say is Wally's gonna get to go first. The one benefit of me being the host is I get to let my guests go first while I get to contemplate my thoughts. Now,
that's much
with that being said, okay. Yeah, I know. Because it's not only fair that I'm the only one on camera, but it doesn't matter. Nobody has to come on camera if they don't want to, though. That's always been the rule here. But I'm gonna let Wally go first. And actually, Wally's rocking a shirt that I got in my dresser right now, and I kind of hate his ass for that because I could have put that on. Yo, screw you. I hate you, bro. Love you though, but I love the Sonic.
This moment to the movie too.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, get ready for this spoiler talk. We're gonna get into everything, and we're gonna get into things that we liked and probably things that we didn't like, but also get into the freaking credit spoilers. It's on my head right now, and I gotta talk about it. But Wally, you get to go first, my friend.
Well. How do I want to start?
What did you think of this movie?
Huh?
I said, what did you think of this movie?
No, the movie was great. This was literally like everything you can ever dream of. This is everything you can ever dream of in this movie. Literally, like it pretty much gave you everything. Yeah, there was one particular scenery towards the end that I wasn't in loving for, but I'll worry about that later. But as far as how the movie started, honestly, I liked it. I mean, it started right straight off the hip, like, like getting towards the shadow real quick and, seeing him in all his greatness from the time being of him being awoken. And of course, it was just beautifully how it was set up. You know what I'm saying? I also like the story measurements of how they sort of like compared Sonic and Shadow being sort of the same character, but with different lives of how they're dealing with the losses of people that they've known within their lives and how they lost them separately. And, in this case, Sonic lost somebody that was like on a different world and Shadow lost someone that was here on Earth. But now also, in that same reference, Sonic is pretty much feeling that same feeling in the moments of possibly almost losing, I forgot Buddy's name, but he pretty much almost losing his human, companion as far as, like Shadow did, right? And feeling the same grief and loss in that same notion. But of course, as all things, right? What was the biggest, but they all both shared the same message, the universal message that were both told by their human, I'll say human caretakers, that never let your heart change based upon the actions that have transpired. And, that was a big, movable message right there overall, because, in a lot of cases, you look at this world and for what it is, a lot of people tend to change their hearts and their demeanor because of things that were done to them. And, it pretty much shadows their mind frame from what they would have wanted for themselves, let alone for what other people would have wanted in that transaction, all because of certain things that transpired. And, that was pretty much moving. But if we were to run it back overall, right, just how it started off, the action was good of how Shadow was just beating the daylights out of everybody in that facility and just escaping. That was a beautiful start.
Yeah, dude. Me and Wall are gonna go back step by step with you guys. He just hit on the head. I actually wasn't expecting it for it to kick off just like that, but the minute it started going dark, like when the feature presentation started, I was like, oh bro, we get right to when it says Prison Island, and then we get like little glimpses of his backstory, like little flashes, and it said the thing's been asleep for like 50 years, so it's not waking up now.
Yeah.
And the biggest clue that I got was the start was that you saw Robotnik's signature on the actual panel hacking into their waking up shadow, but it was really Gerald at the time. And
right.
And that's how it kicks off. He literally wakes up. His eyes literally turn red and just punches the glass and starts wrecking him. And then like then you have gun people in the vicinity, literally armed and ready at the ready to this hedgehog down. And I freaking love it because it's like they're taking it like we already know it's serious when they got people with guns already like getting ready to shoot it down. Like, it's okay, we're getting into it now. And he just mollywops these motherfuckers. Teleports, kicks the living hell out of him. He kicked one guy so hard he flew to the freaking glass. The guys on the other side of the glass. It was crazy. And then he busts out. Like, it reminds me of Wolverine when he first gets his iron. Like him busting out reminds me of Wolverine. I'm talking about like when he busts out of the building, out of the prison island itself. You see like the hole, like when he first gets his claws in X-Men Origins. I get that we hate the movie, but at the same time, it's still a cool scene when he gets out. And then he jumps off and skates on the freaking water. I was like, oh, that was cool. It literally starts off there, and I'm like, okay, I like the pacing overall. Relative, and then we cut, and then we're cutting into Tails, Knuckles, and Sonic, and with him and his human companions, Maddie and Tom, and Sonic and the three of them all have a race, which by the way I thought was kind of weird because when he was racing them, I'm like, bro, how is he losing to Knuckles and Tails? Yeah, they're fast, but they're not as fast as him. Like because in any time they race him, they should lose. Because I was baffled, and I'm like, and he starts, I'm like, he says, all right, man, kicking the afterburner and beat him, and then he's like, okay, doing flips off the game, he does games, and then he's like, I'm already here, and then he's like, wait, how the hell are these niggas already here? and then you find out they're holograms because it shouldn't be possible to ever beat him in a race. No one's beating Sonic in a race, unless you're the Flash, but that was good. But they were throwing him a surprise. He called it Be Earthy Party. I actually caught the joke. Be Earth, Birth Earth Day. Earth Day is hilarious. And it was just to celebrate his time. I'm like, when you're coming into our lives, you're changing this, Knuckles, Tails, Maddie, Tom. I did like that. That was the beginning. Like I said, I have no problem with the beginning of this movie. The beginning is good. It's pace. It's not overbearing with the humans. It's really about time. And then we cut the shadow right after that. He's literally escaped from Prison Island and he's in Tokyo. He's literally I think he's in Tokyo. Yeah, he's in Tokyo or he's in Shibuya. Yeah, and then he's walking thinking to himself like, yo, I've been asleep for 50. He said 20. Actually, like how it's based on our time in real life, like our dates and years. He says 2024. He said I've been asleep for 50 years. And like, yeah, and that's when Gunn pulls up on him, and you already know. And that's what we're calling Team Sonic. Like, yo, we need we need Team Sonic for this right now. So, and I thought that was cool how they transitioned from that. And then they used a ring, even though it's in the trailers, it's still cool to see in the movies. These bastards portaled a fucking helicopter to Tokyo, and I love the hell out of that. That was cool to me. Wally, you can take it over from here since You get to talk about our very wallpaper in the background goes down.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much going to continue. So yeah, so of course, as Jay was just mentioning, so pretty much Sonic and Knuckles and Tails with also the companions, they end up seeing that that military forces were coming to pretty much rain on their celebration, all for the simple fact of this important mission that they need to handle that's over at Tokyo because they need their help. And along the way, Sonic was making a bunch of puns and funny jokes along the way in the mixture of it all. But as
he makes a lot of jokes in this movie. I'm not gonna lie, he does.
Yeah. But that was okay because I actually liked it. It didn't matter. But after they make the jokes, they come down. They're like, "Whoa, who the heck did this?" And out of the flesh, stepping forward, right out of the car scene, pretty much as you guys see in the motif of the image right here behind us, you see that Shadow rises up, and he's like, "You are some colorful bunches," and Sonic is like, "Wait a minute, why do you look like me? Wait, who are you?" And he's like, "No, you look like me. Who are you?" And it's like trying to look at a mirror picture, constantly going back and forth, and it's like it's getting redundant. And he just Shadow just getting pissed off. He's like, I got no time for this. And and Knuckles, he has this, this lovable sationness of trying to have a fight, and he wants to fight him. And he goes right in, and only for Shadow to not only crux him at the fist, but also to beat the daylight so fast out of him. It was the most saddest fight ever seen. And then it's like, yo, my goodness, it's like, yo, don't do it again, bro. Please, just stay down. And then they go in, they're trying to talk to this guy about, what's he doing here, what's going on, why you're doing all this. And he's just like, look, just stay out of my way and don't get involved. And as the fight commences again, he just mollywops all three of them completely. There was no saving of the lives. And then he gets on this motorcycle, and he just everything about like his power.
He kicks up the gun.
It's so amazing.
Wally, you got to bring up the gun part. He gets on the bike.
The gun. I seen that part.
So cool. I'm like, bro, so good. People really want that gun in the movie. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, but the thing is, he's really shot on need for it, but he uses it, and then you get the most badass John Wick, Keanu Reeves performance of all time when he says like, "Yo, the more you talk, the more I want to hit you."
Right.
That's one of my favorite lines. The more you talk, the more I want to hit you. Oh man, it's so freaking good. And not to mention, guys, remember he's teleporting on that bike, and Sonic literally had to like really catch up to catch up to that bike.
His powers is literally pretty much connected to
Sonic. Actually, we did get a scene. So remember when he's running through and he's chasing him through Tokyo with the bike and stuff. So do you remember the scene from Spider-Man 2 in the very beginning when he web slings through a truck or something like that? Sonic does a move very similar to that. Sonic goes through the freaking window.
Yeah, he goes through the window. Yeah.
And guys, I literally just saw the movie just about an hour ago and something like that. So this is fresh out of my memory. And I remember that I was like, bro, that was dope. Because he pulled a Spider-Man too. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I like that. And he's like, and then you get the whole part in the trailer when they get to the Tokyo Tower. They literally, like, bro, Keanu Reeves, Akira slides that sucker off the tower. He jumps off, getting ready to freaking charge to the full throttle. Sonic just powers up, and they clash with their fist. They cause a blackout. Temporary.
Yep, that was strong. But that not only did it cause a blackout, he causes Shadow's he caused Sonic's blackout and drops it like a bad habit.
Yup. And it was, dude, like that's why I said the first few minutes of this movie, like the first 25 minutes or 30 minutes of this movie are so freaking good, bro. They like they really kicked it off. Like, we're here, no prisoners. This is what we're gonna give you guys. And then that's when we get it. And then after they rendezvous together, like, we need to be a team and all that, to be by yourself. Which, by the way, this movie really touches heavily about like when people rely on their anger and things like that. But we'll get into that a little bit further. But But we go to Chow Garden, aka an actual place which is not the video game, guys. You know, the little Chow that move around, the actual creatures. The difference is it's actual like cafe place where they have people dressed up as Chow and things like that. And they're actually
Now
making
that
actually
when they did that.
that was actually nice. I actually personally like that. I actually would go to that if I was 8 years old again. I would actually go to that honestly if I was 8 years old because I like weird little creatures like that personally. Um, and y'all know me, guys. I'm a Japanese enthusiast. I love that. I love that type of stuff. But it's really meant for kids personally. But yeah, and they're doing like this like special dance or things like that. And then they're talking to the commander who said like Shadow's story started like your Sonic and said he found pain and loss as when you found friends and family and things like that. He lost everything. He's the opposite of you. And yeah, and I was actually surprised how short that actor or the guy that played him was in the movie for. I was actually expecting to see him for 2 more scenes, but he's in there temporarily. But yeah, after quote unquote they they come in and talk with them and they give and they're attacked by Eggman's actual egg bots, and in the whole and I actually do like this sequence where it's like because Sonic says Konnichiwa. Y'all see it in the second trailer, but they dodge and they get attacked, and then Agent Stone comes in like a badass on his motorcycle, which was a really cool scene. Shout out to the actor. I actually like the guy who plays Agent Stone. He did some really cool shit. He shut down the robots, and then he drives away, and then the quote unquote the commander of Gun pretty much gives Sonic this passcode key, that has to do with Shadow's past particularly, or a big plan that's something in motion, and then they chase Agent Stone back to where Robotnik is, and Robotnik's watching like Hispanic soap operas. He's banging on his fat stomach, which was hilarious, by the way. That was actually funny.
Yeah, funny that they gave it to him only to like pretty much strip it away. I'm like, wait, what? What was the point of doing that?
I gave him what?
Remember when they gave him the stomach? It's like they pretty much stripped the stomach away once they got him back to being a suit.
Oh well. No, he's still fat, but not as big as he is in the books. But
that's what I'm saying. But like, if you look at the way how he was in the movies, and then from comparable to the books, it's like you would think they let him keep the stomach, but in the newer product of the suit. But nonetheless.
Okay. Guys, we're gonna have somebody joining us soon. I'm actually sending him the link right now. Hold on. Now Wally, you can continue where I'm from now, where he decides to have Sonic.
Right. So pretty much, as you guys know, from where Jay left off. So of course we end up in Robotnik's egg fortress. I mean, not egg fortress, crab fortress, and
crab fortress. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it crab fortress.
The graphics for this movie look so good, guys. Yeah, that thing looks real in real life. Like, wow. Yeah, it looks too clean.
Yeah. So yeah, they're in his egg fortress. They join forces for a slew of a moment just to track who's been behind using the Robotnik egg bots to weaponize this to make the attack. And of course, they travel back to where it all began for Shadow and his Robotnik's pretty much grandpa or great grandpa, or whatever the bloodline.
Grandpa Robotnik.
Yeah. And go back to where it all begins, where this whole thing and everything else. And as they go there, they end up finding, Shadow and Robotnik. Of course, Elder Robotnik, and then of course Robotnik, Eggman Robotnik. They pretty much found each other. They had a moment. Eggman's pretty much trying to question Robotnik's intelligence to see how far of an intelligent mind he really is, and they're pretty much having a moment where he's answering every single question and every single mathematical equational problem like it ain't nothing, and it's like at this weird biops moment of clarity, like getting it back together and stuff. which is, you know, it's pretty insightful, you know what I'm saying, in a fun way, of, you know, the minds of brains, of how they go so far into their intellect. And then, of course, while Shadow's pretty much
they were sizing up. They were sizing up each other's IQ. That's what they were doing.
Right. And then, you know, Shadow, of course, was just handling business and dropping the daylights out of Tails, Knuckles.
Yeah, he was playing the boogeyman, bro. Remember that?
Yeah.
Bro, like the best one that got me was not the Knuckles one. That was good, but it was the one where it was Tails and Stone. Because he was hovering behind him on some freaking Casper shit. It was hilarious.
Right.
And he just knocks both of them out. And then he's on Sonic. And Sonic, I feel like Sonic is actually trying to get understand him. I see you, brother. I'm going to let you win real quick.
You're a colorful bunch.
Exactly. But yeah, we get to that. And then we get to the part of...
Stay together. He can't take all three of us at once.
He can't take all three of us at once. That's a nice trick, yeah. But no, we're actually on the part where he chains all of them up, and then Shadow
tosses the black hole.
Tosses the black hole, and then they barely get out through Sonic's trick shot, because I'm like, it's not like I was in the trailer. Like, bro, look, they barely almost got sucked in by a black hole, which was crazy. And so Knuckles going with that with his teeth. He said, "I also have strong teeth, y'all." I'm just like, yeah, that was hilarious. And he's just holding on for like, hurry up. And I'm like, bro, that was the first time I legitimately felt bad for the team. I'm like, yeah, they about to get wrecked. And then they managed to get out, but the black hole destroys the whole place that Shadow is in, destroys it completely, sucks the sucker in. And then they teleport next Maddie and Tom for help. Which, by the way, guys, the humans weren't in this as much as I thought they were, to be honest. I actually like that we're there with them for maybe like the beginning a little bit, and then a little bit in the middle, and then after they're gone, and then we stick with the actual characters that we want to see.
The only thing I didn't like in this movie is the fact that essentially Sonic and the crew were working with Gun right off rip, and that essentially Gun didn't trust them. Like, some of the people within Gun themselves didn't trust Sonic and his team, even though they saved the world from Eggman back in Sonic 2. So yeah.
I mean, that was weird to me, but I think, yeah, because the thing is, I think the commander would be cool with them, but since he was knocked out, I just think Jessica. Oh yeah, by the way, the girl that plays Jessica Jones, Kristen, she's in this movie, and I think she had like 4 or 5 scenes. I was actually expecting her to be that one agent that has a Rouge the Bat. I actually expected her to be that one. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I expected her to be the agent rolling around with Rouge, because I thought we were going to get Rouge before we got Amy. But
here's the thing: they already set it up, because like at the end of the movie, you already know the first after credit scene.
The first after credit, we know, but we can't get to that yet. But let's say I was high. I was higher than I ever been.
Now wait a minute. If there was a two-parter of an after scene,
there's two parts.
Okay, I didn't see the second one, because I saw the first one, then me and my homeboy, we walked out.
Okay, so this last one is shit. The last one, Shadow.
The Shadow's still alive. Shadow's still alive.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then my score changed. Thank you.
So Shadow. Okay. What's going on my camera? Hang on.
By the way, guys, you're seeing Zeno for the very first time.
Why is my camera being so glitchy?
I mean, we can see you. Yeah, we can see you, bro. You're fine. But yeah, and they do the whole plan to get the key out. Which, by the way, I ain't gonna lie, that robotic dance scene is probably the most hilarious thing.
Cringe. That was cringe. I ain't
gonna lie, I laughed that shit out of there.
Yeah, I did too. I can't lie.
My whole thing was the fact that Shadow knocked the daylights out of Tom with one punch. Like,
well, of course, he thought
I got the key. Boom! Just knocks the living daylights out of him.
Yeah, but don't forget, he thought that was the commander dude, the dude that caused him.
The guy that put Shadow in animated suspense. Animated suspense. Yeah.
Which I still don't know how that's possible, but and by the way, Shadow's remember he said he came from a comet, which was to me that I'm gonna go on a limb.
That's the Black Comet. It was the Black Comet from Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah.
He came. Yeah, and the thing is, I was actually hoping that last credit would have been Black Doom. That would have been cool. But the thing is, they would have set up like too many things. But I know why they didn't do that raw for it. But I personally do like how he came from that. That's pretty creative. Like, dude, I'm like, okay, I know what they're trying to do, because to me it sets it up for like probably 5 or 4.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
Go ahead,
for me, I mean, I didn't have nothing bad with that, because it would have to make sense of like how would they introduce him, and I mean, pretty much saying like, quote unquote, if he's technically an alien coming off of a meteorite and he's pretty much molded in these rocks, keeping him
which
down.
is Deoxys, like, by the way, that was very Deoxys. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
My whole thing is that
knows
it didn't make my whole thing on that was that, you know, they kind of hinted Shadow the Hedgehog like from the games as he's part of like Black Doom's army. He's like the son of Black Doom, right?
Son of Black Doom in the creation
but
of
in the original Sonic Adventure 2, he was created by Gerald Robotnik on the Ark. So the fact that they didn't do that in this movie is kind of not like they didn't properly give homage to the games. Like, they didn't follow through what actually happened in the Sonic Adventure 2 storyline, right? But
Right.
one way or another, it was still good to a point, but they could have done that a little bit differently, where they could have been like, oh, instead of the Ark being on Earth and then them raising it out of the river or some shit and then sending it into space, the Ark should have been in space like from the jump,
like forever ago. And listen, I get that even in the first trailer, like it was launching. There were scenes of, so remember that scene that he showed of Gerald like doing a sketch of the Ark in prison in the wall, like he had it for like a little bit, like he sketched it up, like he knows exactly what it would look like. So he already had plans for that. The problem is he never to launch.
Well, yeah, because he's the one that built it as far as the sketches, but they're the ones that made it and put it away for whatever reasons, which honestly is just bombarded.
Yeah, because he made a comment saying like Gun made this to my specific
instructions.
Gun made the Ark in the specific way I told them to. Mm-hmm. And that they were too stupid to understand what Gerald's actual plan was. Oh, another thing that was not properly done was, did we forget that the Eclipse cannon was powered by the emeralds? They completely forgot that entire part, that the Eclipse cannon. Yeah, the Eclipse cannon is powered by the emeralds.
I forgot about that. I thought that was
that was another.
I thought that was for Shadow the game. Personally, we needed all of 7 Chaos Emeralds.
No, that was Sonic Adventure 2. Shadow straight up tells Eggman to power the Eclipse cannon at full power. We need all 7 Chaos Emeralds.
You're right, because it was in Sonic X 2. It's the same thing.
Right, but that's Eggman, not his grandpa. So it's like that would be a sort of a,
because Gerald during the events of Sonic Adventure 2 in the game, he was long dead. Right. It was Eggman who, like, our Eggman that we know and love, that woke up Shadow, right? Broke into Prison Island, got all the information on Shadow, woke up Shadow and told him, yo, we're gonna take over the world, you want in, you want out. And Shadow's like, I want in for revenge for what they did to Maria, I want in, right? So the fact that they skipped that entire storyline is kind of, you know, that it wasn't Eggman that broke into Prison Island. It was just Shadow just randomly decided to wake up and be like, yeah, boom, I'm breaking myself out.
Well, I got a question on that. No,
that was Gerald. Yeah, that was Gerald that woke up Shadow.
Gerald did that because it makes more sense for Gerald. But and also, he would know how that system works because he was with Maria and Shadow, so he would know how to act to it.
But here's my thing, though, right? My only thing is, I'm okay with how they did it as far as like up to the part when they got to the cannon and everything. because at least, because let's be real, right? Gerald technically on this end, right? Gerald does not know nothing about the emerald. So because he don't know nothing about the emerald, there had to be another source. Granted, now Eggman does knows about the emerald, but they don't know where it would have been at, quote unquote. So of course,
the liquid
they
gold.
Improvise. So the improvise would have been Shadow's chaos energy, which would make more proper sense because his chaos energy was literally unstable. It's fuck.
Not only that, it's the fact that another thing.
It actually shows you how powerful he is when he was actually. Oh yeah, I want to say this one transition I did like. We got to talk about it from when he says. So when he says, "Remember what they did to Maria and things like that, what they took from us," and we transition from her dying to him being irritated, pissed off, and we cut back to the present. He starts running around. I like that transition. I don't care what anyone says. That's a good transition.
No, that's a great transition.
Yeah, because you're seeing how powerful he is.
The actual motive. Yeah, no, because you needed that. Because, let's be honest, Shadow needs the motivation. So without that, it's literally lukewarm. Like you have to have that.
Right.
So.
Yeah, is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, I was going to say, right, that another thing that they ruined with Shadow in this movie, even though I still find it was good. Name me one time in this movie he either says chaos control or chaos spear. He never said it. And I'm like, bro, Shadow's whole thing is chaos control, chaos spear, chaos snap. And he doesn't do it at all.
Now I'll give him credit for not having Chaos Blast because I don't think he should get that until he gets his solo. Personally, he already has the ability. Maybe he gets that because remember we didn't get Chaos Blast when we first introduced to him.
Yeah, break down.
He's actually right about that, but he doesn't name out his attacks. He doesn't name out Chaos Control or Chaos Sphere.
Sorry, Amir.
No, you're fine, but we do get Chaos Control being used. Oh God, screw it. Let's get into it.
Also, also another thing too that they kind of flopped on was at the beginning of the movie when they first interact and they first, we first meet Shadow. What did Shadow do in the original Sonic Adventure 2 when Sonic first met him? He had the green emerald and he was like tossing it in his hand and he's like, "Bro, you're not even good enough to be my fake Chaos Control." Immediately, right?
Well, yeah. I no, and I definitely. So we're gonna go with that one because the difference is remember when he was teleporting, he wasn't
using an emerald. He was just doing it. He was just doing chaos control immediately.
And I did say they step him up. I think they gave him his teleportation powers without the emerald, just to make him more of a threat. Like he's this fast, he's this quick, he's this much better than Sonic, and he was.
Yeah, but I think that actually works that way for what they set it up in this movie because again, it's like. Him and even in I would say Jared Robotnik, they didn't know about the emerald as far as this point. So it's like without that information, you ain't gonna be able to really get to that part anyway. So it's like you sort of had a co-op what Shadow was at that point as far as the television series and gaming series, and then sort of change
the anime Sonic X is based off Adventure 2. Everything that happens in Adventure 2 they put into the show, so it's like a direct 1-to-1.
Well, yeah, but I get that.
I mean, yeah,
we already know like TVs, video games, like if they do that kind of co-op, and then let alone to like now movies, there's always going to be like that switch of a transition where they may
or adaptation that they're going to adapt.
They're going to definitely change it up a little bit, but it still be close to what you want it to be, to where it's decent. Like it's not overbearingly like you praise it pretty much to change everything.
Copy the whole thing, or you did the whole thing exactly for
right. So it's like,
or you went a way off. Yeah.
Like
they didn't. Go ahead, Zeno.
They didn't even do the Bio Lizard either. They completely fuck over the Bio Lizard.
I knew we were gonna get that. I knew we were gonna get the Bio Lizard. I knew that. There was no way.
Yeah.
And plus, and I'm not gonna lie, it would be kind of late. I'm not gonna lie. At least for me, this is just me personally. Them fighting a lizard in space.
Yeah, guys, 1 second.
Wasn't gonna move. Oh no, you're good. Go ahead.
What?
I was gonna say this. Them fighting a giant bio lizard in space was not gonna look good on screen. I don't care how good the CG is because they've already got it on character and things like that. But it is what it is there. but because I think you're getting into some wonky territory with that. Because like I said, when they were gonna do Adventure 2, they were gonna adapt the storyline. Is what they're gonna do. That's what I went thinking. Adapt the storyline, like what Marvel does with Civil War, and all that. Like we can't have all those heroes there. They don't have the budget for all that. It's the same thing with Sonic. They don't have all the budget for that, but also we got.
Bro, they had a $100 million budget this movie.
100 million.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think when you think about it though, let's be honest. Like, how much do you think the ship when they did the laser? Like, how much do you think that was? Like, just to sell that image and everything.
Yeah,
like that enough probably took a.
Which they did cut the moon.
Right,
from the moon.
The way how
going on to that part, that whole fight there was sick. After Shadow, put Tom in critical condition in the hospital, and Sonic does a full-blown crash out. Sonic does a full-blown crash out.
See, and that's why I like it as opposed from the game, where like it's adaptation homage. The difference right here is he flies from. Listen, after Tom gets hurt, because we got to get into this, and while you come back,
I'm saying
this motherfucker tells Knuckles, "Yo, where's the freaking Master Emerald? Because I'm pissed now." And the thing is, I actually thought we were going to get a round 2 Sonic versus Knuckles fight. I ain't gonna lie. I thought we were going to get another fight in this before we get. But I said, bro, Sonic is literally flaring up. Like, bro, tell me where it is. I'm not going to ask you again, Knuckles.
Yeah, I'm telling you one more time. Cough up the emeralds, or we're gonna be.
I'm like, bro, I would love to see a Dark Sonic. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's the first hint to Dark Sonic I think I would ever get. Like,
well, think about it, right? Think about it. Tom, and I forgot what his wife's name was, are essentially
Maddie.
Tom and Maddie are essentially Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails' adoptive parents, right? So the fact that Shadow did that to Tom, Sonic was like, that was a full-blown crash out waiting to happen, right? Mm-hmm. And Sonic was completely justified. He's like, you hurt my father, I'll kill you, right? And Knuckles understood that, so Knuckles finally had to be like, you know what, I understand, like, yeah, we have to get our get back for what Shadow did to Dad, right? So, like, go pop off. Right. And the fact Sonic pulls up on that guy, Sonic pulls up on the dude, and he's like, give me the emerald now. And then he takes hang on, right? The other thing that they could have changed too, the fact that the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emeralds are one of the same, which is not true. The Chaos Emeralds are supposed to be independent from the Master Emerald, right? That's another thing that they should have changed from before, that the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emeralds are separate. They're not like one big entity, right? But I digress. The fact Sonic snatches the emerald, goes super right in front of the dude, and jets off into space. And then as Shadow and Eggman and Gerald are all talking, all you see is a golden blimp coming out from the. I'm like, bro, Sonic.
It reminds me of Sonic Unleashed.
That was Sonic Unleashed, gang. That was Unleashed level animation.
It reminded me of that when he's flying through space. Like, but the thing is, he pulls up on it. He flies into the arc, grabs Shadow, and he's like, boom. And then he's like, this ends now. I'm putting you. Yeah, Sonic literally grabs Shadow by the throat, and he's like, this ends now. and then not only that, he knocks him out of his super form on the ground. And the Chaos Emeralds are that alone doesn't make sense. That alone doesn't make sense. Yeah, it does.
Super Sonic is supposed to be invulnerable. He's supposed to be invincible. So the fact that Shadow in base form knocks Sonic out of super is crazy.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I did call that. That was kind of weird, but when they both
I was in the theater. I was in the theater, right? And as soon as Sonic pulls up on Shadow and Super, and they're in that Grand Canyon area, right? And Shadow's staring down Sonic. I literally yelled out, "There is no way Shadow's fighting Sonic in base form, especially as Sonic as Super. Nah, this is no contest." And everyone in my theater was like, "Yeah, yeah, this fight should be no contest. Sonic should easily smoke Shadow and Super. And the fact that Shadow pulled some like Davis X Machina shit and knocked Sonic out of Super, and I'm like, bro, what? But then going back to your statement, the fact when Shadow knocks Sonic out of Super, right, and the emeralds go flying, and everyone in the theater, in my theater, went dead silent because everyone like gasped right there because they're like they saw both hedgehogs go for the emeralds and they go double Super. My theater lost it. They're like, yo, this is gonna be Dragon Ball Z
my
level.
Went crazy, bro. We all was clapping our hands when we saw that. And when he says, you're right, he said, and he blocked, and Sonic tried to go in for
it goes for the punch, and he's go boom, and he just blocks it.
He blocks it like a Vegeta. He's like, ugh. And he's like, you're right about one thing.
This ends now.
Bro, they're literally doing chaos control, punching.
No, they're moving around the earth at light speed. That's how fast they were fighting.
I thought that was chaos control, personally.
No, they were literally flying around the earth at light speed.
Maybe because I think every time they punched, they were like just there, and I'm like, that's because that's what chaos control does. It makes you move one point to another point. And I know they can fly at light speed. I mean, speed of light. I know they can do that. Trust me. But yeah, dude, that shit was so crazy. That was one of the best. And the thing is, I knew we would get a fight before we get the team up.
And the funniest part too, the craziest part too, was that when Shadow was running his mouth, he at one point during the fight, Shadow was beating Sonic's ass, and then he turns around and he's like, "How are you gonna claim yourself to be the hero when you abandon your friends? What about your dad? What about your mom?" Right? Yeah. Like, what was his name again? Tom. And as soon as he said that, Sonic just delivers devastating uppercut and sends him flying to the moon.
Okay, I got some sister right here. How the hell are they breathing on the moon, on the surface of the
moon? Because they can. Have you not seen Sonic X? They were flying in space, breathing in space, in super form, base form, anything, right?
So base Sonic. Form. No, I mean super form. I get base form. I thought they couldn't breathe in space. The fucking base. The hell?
Yeah, like they can literally do that. Even in like for example, in the Archie comics, Sonic fought Enerjack. And during their fight, Enerjack knocked Sonic 100 million light years across the universe, and he survived that in base. So it was
I know that. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, this is nothing. Sonic.
Well, we can't talk about Archie comics, Sonic, but I know Archie is bullshit. And he has feats that put Goku to shame. But Wally, I want you to get your take on this. What did you think about the Shadow? Because we're gonna talk about the team up after you get your point off. What did you think about the Super Sonic and Shadow fight?
No, I mean, pretty much like.
Did you lose your shit?
It was just great. Of course I did. Like when the battle started, you already know what time it was. It was like, oh, here we go. This is gonna be good. But I ain't gonna lie. Same thing. You know, it was so very weird to know like. The fact that Shadow just threw a punch and then knocked him sideways, and it's like, oh, but at the time, it's like, instead of it being the emerald, you get all the gems. I'm like, you know what? As much as I looked at that and say to myself, that was so very off, but I'm okay with it because you want them both to be powered up and both knock the daylights out of each other, and that's fine. Because I'm all for it.
Little guy versus Cheetah fight, literally. That's what I call it.
Pretty much. Like that was like.
Yeah, that was like the first Super Saiyan 2 fight between Goku and Vegeta right there.
Goku and Vegeta, yeah, like we're going all out now. That is what we're doing. So
my only thing afterwards was like in the smidgen of
it. By the way, let me point something out. Like how he looks in how Shadow looks in Super is exactly like the games. Perfect.
Right.
He was golden, but it was a different hit, and I'm like, it was still red.
In my theater, Shadow wasn't really a gold color. He was more a peach color, like a peach pinkish color. And I'm like, bro, that's not Super Shadow.
I didn't get pinkish. I sort of got like more of a silver with the black tone. Like they pretty much lightened his black color scheme with more of a silverish red silver scheme. That's what they gave. That's how I looked at him. But nonetheless, it didn't really matter to me. But yeah, it was just like, you know, that part with when they separated, and then they show all the tiny emeralds after that when it was separated. Then they both touched it when they both gained powers from it. And I was like, all right, so okay, y'all both at it. At first, I'm like, well, with this, I'm like, at this point, you pretty much back to square one. What's going to be the difference? And I'm like, all right, let's let the fight scene go. And it's like, oh, you just provoked Sonic. I'm like, okay, here he goes. And then it just he knocks you out of it.
Yeah, he knocked Shadow out of base, out of super.
And then it's like, nope. Yeah. He let go of the power.
Yeah, and Sonic comes crashing down like a meteor and grabs him by the chest, and he's like, "Do it, end it, finish me." And so I was like, "Nah, I can't do this." And then Sonic drops out a super. Like I'm like, that's where the fight ends. He's just like, "Yeah,
right.
I'm not gonna do it."
At that point, they just pretty much had that poetic moment because Shadow is hearing what Sonic is saying, and it's like
he's right.
He's realizing like he did something wrong because as he keeps hearing Sonic, it's like it's a constant reminder of what the little girl told him.
What Maria wanted for him.
It just started clicking that he just made a mistake. And from that point, it's like now you see it from a bird eye view of now trying to get this back on track before that missile actually makes the attack onto the world and devastate the world at its core. But I like that. But I'm glad that they did it that way with the emeralds because at that point, because that means now it's like Sonic and both Shadow are both connected to it no matter what. Like they can instantly transform to it if they wanted to, because it's not returning it back. Quote unquote. It's now instilled within them.
And not to mention, guys, we get the most epic team up of all time, like out of the game.
And let's not forget the moment. Also, before they take off to the Ark, they did the whole "dap me up" from Sonic Adventure 2. Because as soon as they did that, they dapped each other up and they both went super immediately. And as soon as they did that, Live and Learn starts playing.
Oh man, oh, that was so good. And listen. How many of all those fans have been saying we better Live and Learn?
As soon as they dapped up, Live and Learn starts playing.
It goes out for a little bit.
Yeah, my homeboy, he said that there had to be a particular soundtrack in there for him to for the movie to be great. And yeah, he got the soundtrack he wanted to see.
Same here, man. I love Live and Learn.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were pretty upbeat, I would have been cool with it. But they literally played it. I was like, bro. And then you
also
see him do Chaos. You see him do Chaos Spear.
But he never says it. He never says it.
He never says it. The thing is, because he says like, "Yo, I got some friends for you," and he's like, just does the freaking act. The thing is, he just doesn't call him out. But yeah,
right.
But I still enjoy that. And people, bro, my theater, we all went crazy. We were clapping. We were going crazy,
bro. Like, I'm telling you, it was really good. The fans were
I was around a bunch of real Sonic fans.
Right, because I was definitely on the Thursday, not the Thursday, but the Thursday. Yeah, I was in the fan event, so everyone was there. Like, yeah, it was good, bro. It was really good because everyone was tweaking on that shit.
Also, they also did another homage to Sonic X when the Eclipse Cannon fires. Sonic and Shadow jump in front of it, and they're literally holding the beam back.
Maintain it. That was nice. That was nice.
So instead of the entire colony falling onto the Earth, it's just the beam that they're holding back. So it's kind of a homage to Sonic X. So instead of the Ark itself falling onto the Earth, it's just the beam they're trying to push back.
Right. And I do want to say something. I enjoy a lot of those performances in this movie. Guys, we're gonna get to the end credit because we got to talk about this. This is like this hype me up so heavy. So shout out to Jim Carrey's performance. Shout out to Keanu Reeves for giving us the most.
I'll be right back.
Emo, John Wick, Shadow of all time. I appreciate it. I think he's gonna go down as one of the greatest actors of all time and a good damn best voice actor because he's got Shadow under his belt now. That puts him.
Well, we already know that Keanu Reeves is coming back for Sonic 4. He already said that himself. He's coming back, and Sonic 4 has been confirmed to be in development. They're currently working on the movie. They're working on the movie right now. Yeah, Sonic 4 is in development, and it's not coming out until 2027.
Oh damn! I thought we were gonna get 2026. God damn it, shit. Bro, I can't wait 3 years for Amy. I'm not doing that. I need a 2026, bro.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? That we already know. End credit scene number 1. Sonic is, racing his fam. They're doing the whole thing from the beginning of the movie. And then he runs into Metal. And he thinks it's like, "Oh, I got this. You're trying to imitate me, blah 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 blah." And instead of it just being one Metal Sonic, it's a whole army of Metal Sonic that pull up on Sonic. And so I was like, "Oh shit." And then all of a sudden, a pink blur comes out of nowhere with a hammer and takes all of them out. The moment Amy pulled up in my theater, my entire theater started screaming. They're like, "Amy! Oh my god!"
Same shit.
That was me.
They started screaming the moment they saw the Metal Sonic. I was like, "Yo!" I was like, in my head, the moment I saw the Metal Sonic,
I didn't scream when I saw Metal Sonic. I said, "Metal Sonic, man."
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hang on. Here's the thing. And when Sonic turns around and he's like, "Yo, who are you?" Amy says nothing, just pulls her hood off and smiles, and everyone's like, "Yo, Amy's here!" Right? But here's the thing.
She looks so badass.
Here's the thing. I originally assumed that at the end of this movie, Silver was gonna pull up, and it was gonna be the whole arc of Sonic 06, right? But apparently not. Apparently not. Apparently Sonic 5 is going to be 06, right? So, but here's the thing.
So Force end credits should be Silver.
No. Well, yeah. Sonic 4's end credit scene is going to be Silver, right? So here's the thing, right? Amy is here, Metal's here, and Shadow is still alive. This only means one thing. It's not the next movie is not going to be Sonic CD because Shadow is here. Right? So it's not going to be Sonic CD. Sonic 4 is going to be a retelling of Sonic Heroes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because Metal's here, Amy's here.
The thing is, we still don't have Team Dark, and if we're going to get 4, I want to see Team Dark in this movie. I want to see Rouge and Omega. Hear me? Because the thing is, if we're going to hear me, because listen to me, Sino. If we're gonna do this, bro, like Sonic Heroes in freaking 06, bro, or I mean 4, then we got to set up Team Dark. We got to set up. We
already have Team Sonic. Shadow is still alive, so we know Team Dark is gonna show up, and then Team Rose because Amy's here.
Big and Cream. That's her name.
Big and Cream. So Big and Cream are going to show up in the next movie.
Yeah, that's a funny ass.
Rouge and Omega are going to show up in the next movie, and then we're probably going to be introduced to Team Chaotix in Sonic 4. So it's going to be Sonic Heroes, and the big villain of Sonic 4 is going to be Metal.
I'll say we get introduced to Chaotix in probably 5. I don't think he introduced all those characters, but I would like it if they did.
Well, I mean, they can't do Sonic Heroes without Team Chaotix. So.
I agree. Well, actually, the difference is with that plot. Just make Metal Sonic the steamer for all these. So you know how Eggman in 06, and I said in 06. You know how Eggman was the thing that was like, inviting all these different teams. You just replace him with Metal, and Metal is the one that's sending out the imitation so he can destroy Sonic and everybody else. And remember, he's copying their data like he did in the game. Remember, he copied Shadow and Sonic's data, and he evolved into Metal Overlord and things like that.
He evolved first into Neo Metal Sonic, and then Metal Overlord.
My bad. Neo Metal Sonic, and then he goes into Metal Overlord. My bad. Thanks for correcting me. Because he takes on a different appearance.
Yeah, Metal Overlord's a giant mechanical dragon, right? So,
yeah, and it literally took Sonic Tails and Sonic Tails and Knuckles to go super to do that. But the difference is with the other characters, you can have all of them join in. Like, we actually don't need a super form for that fight. All we really would need is everybody to team up and actually destroy awesome stuff because we can save the super form for the next movie. From the Sonic 5 movie. That's what I want to do. We don't need to keep doing
Honestly, I'm kind of tired out already of seeing Super already. They need to like step it up in like the next couple movies. They need to introduce Hyper, because like, bro, seeing Super Sonic, Super Shadow like once or twice already it's like we need, like, okay, it's cool and all, but it's kind of overplayed its use.
I would do it one last time with Solaris is what I would do, because that's the only way they beat
all three hedgehogs going super. Yeah.
Super, yes, that would be that fanboys galore right there. We got some fanboys galore with both of them being Sonic, but the difference is if they all three of them go Hyper instead, then that'd be fire. The thing is, you introduce another power source, and how?
Yeah, the Super Emeralds. The Super Emeralds.
Yeah, like they gotta that's gotta be a different planet for them to get that. It cannot be on Earth, and it has to be on like Planet Mobius or something. That's what I would want. If you're gonna do that, make it off world then. That's all I care about, because I need a new scenery. But yeah, dude, the fact that Amy came in a badass, bro, and I saw all of Sonic Prime. Terminator Amy, Savage Amy, Pirate Rose Amy, they're so badass. I fucking love. I'm an Amy fanboy because of those variations of her. Like, I love Amy now. Like, she's so damn cool. But how she came in like a badass with her cloak and shit is so cool. It's damn cool. The hammer toss throw looked really goddamn cool. I went crazy when I saw it, and
some people are like, we the next movie is gonna be Sonic Adventure 1, and I'm like, yeah, no, it's not, because Shadow's already a thing, so they would skip over Adventure 1. Why would they even want to do Adventure 1?
We're not doing Chaos. No, we're not doing Chaos. No. We skipped all that already. Getting Metal though, and I'm fine with that. I think she's gonna be like a variation of Sonic Prime type Amy and a little fan, and I think she'll probably fall in love with Sonic at the end of the movie, something like that. But I think she's gonna be her own person. See her first initially get to love Sonic, which I would like personally. I'd like to know her a little bit more, where she's from. Because right now her design looks fire. I wouldn't change anything about it. And guys, overall we're gonna give our I know Walt's still here. We're gonna score, and we're gonna end this, and then we're gonna play that post credit scene that's on YouTube right now, so we can react to it, so we don't get copyrighted. So because we got some that we want to see over again. But overall my score, so I'll tell people so most liked, there's only one scene I particularly didn't like. It was that praying mantis scorpion type thing with him and Durabonic. I didn't really care for that as much. Everything else I didn't have a problem with. Like, everything else was perfect. So I'm gonna give it the end credit scenes, bump it up to a 9.5 for me. So it gets a 9.5. I just took 5 points away from that minute shit. Other than that, that's Keanu Reeves is fire. Ben Schwartz is amazing. Idris Elba does a great Knuckles. I forget her name, but she plays Tell. She does a freaking blast to be around. And I still like Agent Stone. Agent Stone had a cool scene. Had some pretty cool scenes. Also, Jim Carrey is fire. I don't give a damn what anyone says. He's my number one favorite Caucasian actor of all time. I think he's the king of all actors. I don't give a damn. The Mask and the Ace Ventura still hit hard. So sue me, and Dumb and Dumber, by the way, and Liar Liar. Now, with that being said, Wally, what was your score, bro?
So my score. So, well, like I said, because I didn't know if they were gonna show if Sonic was alive or not, and thank goodness I found out that he is. Well, that information. Well, wait. So is Eggman also still alive, or they vaped him?
Eggman's dead. I think Eggman's dead because he blew up with the Ark.
Oh,
son of a
man, he can't survive that unless Shadow saved him last minute.
That's what I'm talking about. They overdo shit.
Well, I mean, maybe Shadow had maybe they'll explain that at the beginning of Sonic 4. Maybe that if Eggman is still alive, maybe they'll show like a small scene of like as soon as like seconds before the Ark implodes and blows up, Shadow teleports into the Ark and grabs Eggman, and Chaos controls out with Eggman. So maybe Eggman is alive. We don't know, but we'll have to wait and see.
Freaking lucky. Okay, well, all right, screw it. Regardless, Eggman, no Eggman. Now that I know certain things that I know, I didn't watch the second clip because I thought that they wasn't gonna show a second one. I thought they was just gonna show a first one, and I was gonna be sort of pissed off that the fact that they just sort of vape in a sense of shadow. Overall, now what I know now, oh yeah, this movie was a 10. Fuck, I'm willing to give it 10. Maybe 9.5 just a 10, but yeah, it's around there. Like I already knew, like straight off the gap, it's 9 through a 10. Like for me, it don't really matter how you want to see it. I think the way how they told the story, the way how they bring the pain, the tearing, and all those other things connected, and then the epic battle scene imploding to it, and then the incredible damage that they will face if they don't stop the biggest threat, which is the cannon. I think that all of that mixed together and everything else that transpired throughout the movie, you can literally give this like a 9 or 10. You can't really see this anything lower unless you call out some other differences because of it wasn't straight as the comics or the TV series or the game, however you want to see it. But for what it is right there, it's definitely there. But I'll give it
into my hands.
I'll give it a solid 9.5. Yeah.
Zeno, give me your score, bro.
9.5. There were some small things I didn't. There was some small things I didn't like that they didn't follow through in this movie. Like there's a few things I didn't like, that they didn't like. You know, they didn't properly add it copy over into this movie. So because of that alone, I give it a 9.5. But the movie was still
really high,
amazing.
Yeah, that's a really high score. Still, like I bet you drop it to a 7 or 8. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. You know my score, 9.5 as well. Like I said, there's a lot of funny moments here that are good. There's gonna be like one cringe moment that I do agree with you guys. But overall, please go see this movie, guys. I feel the need to go see that bitch again, and I ain't gonna hold you. I want to see. Oh man, Super Saiyan head charge. Just go ahead. It's so awesome, bro. Oh man, I'm gonna say this. These people got the formula down. Like,
oh, trust me, they've already said Sega's already said that they have more Sonic movies like coming in like the next 5-6 years, bro. They have like a whole Sonic cinematic universe planned out.
Right. And guys, if you saw
that's true. And this is literally going to be better than
we talked about that. Bro,
I know Nintendo's fuming right now. They thought the Mario movie was gonna clean Sega and Sonic's clock. Nah, Sonic cleaned Nintendo's clock. It's over. We already know who's the better of the two. Sonic will always be better than Mario, period.
Yeah, dude, Sonic has better characters. Let's keep it real.
They're not going to be able to give you a life version of Mario anyways, because that technically wouldn't make sense.
It flopped the first time they did it.
Exactly. I think it was 1990, 1980 or something like movie like that they did.
Yeah, that's throwback, but
terrible.
Yeah, so they won't be able.
Man, I remember Mario back in the day. Mario used to be called Jumpman, and he used to have, and he would make Diddy. He would make Donkey Kong fight for Diddy Kong with the shit. Yeah, I was like, get out of here. Like he was hardcore. But nah, they're crazy. But we talked about reactions. With the first trailer reaction, we talked about like them. They talked about building a universe, and I think they are committed. Like Metal looks so pinpoint to his freaking design. Amy looks so good.
Yeah, it's Metal is Sonic CD. Metal's design is Sonic CD.
Yeah, Sonic CD, like what he did, and also guys off that freaking movie when it was anybody who's ever seen the animated movie of Sonic versus freaking Metal Sonic, it's an OVA, but it's a whole movie, and they literally battle in like
strange. I know everything you're going to do because you know everything I'm going to do. Strange, isn't it? Grr!
Yeah, and dude, there's literally a scene where he first comes out and they literally fight in the sky, like literally in the sky. And this dude Sonic is like what the hell is this guy? And he's getting his ass beat by Metal. So please, I implore y'all to watch it. No matter the more of the freaking voice acting, watch it. It is good. It'll prep you for what you might see. Also, I can't wait to see Amy in live action. I can't wait to see Team Chaotix. I can't wait to see that. And guys, I'm a Team Dark fanboy, so let's get it real. Rouge and Omega, like a shadow, like that team. But with that being said, y'all have a great night. Me and you guys are gonna chill.
Please,
and,
please, people in the comments section, like the video, get it out there. Make sure more people see our channel. Also, please, do go see Sonic 3 in theaters. It is amazing. You guys will have a good time.
The money, people, it's worth it.
It's worth it, and it's a very family. It's a very family friendly movie, really. So yeah, go make sure to go. Give Sega the respect it deserves. Go and give the Sonic fandom the respect it deserves. Make sure you guys go and see it over the Christmas holiday. And we will be back again in the new year, as well as ringing in the new year on stream with our fans as well. Make sure you guys tune into that. Our New Year's stream will be on
the 24th.
Oh, no, that's the Christmas stream. I thought we were ringing in the new year.
We're going to do one for the new year, too, as well. We're doing both. We're doing a Christmas Eve stream, guys, around 7 or 8 p.m. This coming Tuesday, and we're doing a New Year stream, which Wally and Zeno will be the hosts.
Yes, sir.
Be on the lookout for that, guys. And hey, listen, this movie was worth the hype. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I gotta see this shit again. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's gonna be in my head for the next friggin' week. Get it out of my head. Like, bro, I can't get over how good Amy looks. Holy shit. God damn, man. Nah, I'm gonna take more than snapshots. But yeah, sorry guys.
Videos and snapshots, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right, y'all. Peace out.